investigating this, you talked to a ton of people. You went through everything from the case back then that was available to you. When you're looking at this from when you first heard about the case to right now, when you have just this whole case consumes your life now, I mean, has your perspective changed at all? What does that look like?
My perspective on the case is more optimistic than ever. I had places in the investigation that I thought, oh no. But there have been people only because of this podcast that have stepped forward. Even 2 nights before the podcast launch on September 5th, 2 nights before a major break in the case happened, somebody sent me a message on X and said, Stephanie, I'm not going to spoil, but Stephanie, this is who I am. I need to talk to you. And it has blown the case wide open, blown it open. And so I'm very optimistic because this person came forward, and I'm very grateful because they would not have come forward if it wasn't for this podcast.
And with this podcast, you're working with the Tennessee Innocence Project. Can you talk to us a little bit about that that partnership and that organization?
So Jason Gishner runs the Tennessee Innocence Project, and it was Jason who my son got in the car and started talking about. So our kids go to school together. So we had, a mom, kind of parent relationship. And that was easy for me to sit down with him because he already knew me. He felt comfortable with me. What he wasn't comfortable with is sharing the details of an open investigation. It's something that's rarely done. I'm married to a trial attorney. You do not talk about open cases. You just don't. And it's not because you want to control the narrative in any other way other than you have one thing to do, and that's to help get your client out of jail. And we can't let anything else interfere with that. So when he sat down and told me this story about Andrew, that was our agreement is, Stephanie, I will give you exclusive access, unlimited access to my team, everybody in the office. But if anything that you're about to do or uncover hurts any chances that Andrew has of getting a new trial, we have to shut it down. And I understood that. Again, I'm married to a trial lawyer. I understood. And I understood how unusual it was to have this access. And so, I have partnered with them, could be the wrong word because I'm running my own investigation, but I've had an agreement with them that I will follow this with you. If something I'm doing is going to hurt anything in the investigation, I'll stop. But they have been incredibly gracious, and they have limited time and limited resources. The Innocence Project, all of the Innocence Projects across the nation are independently funded. I think we all think that they're funded out of the big one in New York, and they're not. So working with them has really given me an opportunity to understand how innocence projects work. And that's been a really cool part of this whole story that I hope listeners will have the opportunity to learn more about.